Batman and Robin the Chiller was removed on June 28th, 2007 at Six Flags Great Adventure. And it's time for the Chiller to get its revenge. Batman and Robin the Chiller was a dueling roller coaster built by Premier Rides. But is Great Adventure willing to work on Premier Rides after the issues of Batman and Robin the Chiller? If Medusa came back, then I think Batman and Robin the Chiller can come back too. Batman and Robin the Chiller was an enjoyable experience that people never forgot. And people will never forget this new experience you will have in different form like West Coast Racers Dueling Launch Coaster. I would also like to see this ride incorporating the observatory, like Batman and Robin the Chiller did. There is enough room to build this roller coaster with using the observatory. And that Great Adventure would have what it's missing, a family-launched dueling roller coaster. You will learn the knowledge and information you need about Batman and Robin the Chiller returning to Six Flags Great Adventure. If you like learning about knowledge and information about roller coasters, then I consider you subscribing. Now let's get started. Overall, your main concern when you're building a roller coaster is the location for the roller coaster. The location for the roller coaster should be in Movie Town, where you incorporate with the launches. So you launch Batman and Robin the Chiller outside of the observatory. Your major issue, though, is the space you have. So, you gotta be tight with space, and you might have to move some things around to get a little more space. But overall, this would be a pretty good location. You can do all the inversions with tight space. You can go around and back to the station with dueling. So overall, this would be a good spot for the Chiller to be located, but there's other places in the park to put the Chiller in. The next thing to know is when are you building this roller coaster? The best due date to build this roller coaster by is the 50th anniversary of Six Flags Great Adventure. And the crowds can also increase if you build this roller coaster on the 50th anniversary of Six Flags Great Adventure. The next question is the theming of this roller coaster. We're going to have the same theme as Batman and Robin the Chiller. We'll have a different theme. In my opinion, I would keep it Batman and Robin the Chiller Revenge, because the Chiller got defeated in 2007, so now it's time for its revenge. So I'd call Six Flags Great Adventure's new roller coaster Batman and Robin the Chiller's Revenge. Another major question for theme park roller coasters is, will issues happen like the Chiller did? Great Adventure had another roller coaster built by the same company, Premier Rides, and it had issues a lot. But will it still have issues if they rebuild it in West Coast Racers form? Issues will occur, but they will not occur just as bad as Batman and Robin the Chiller has been. Will Premier Rides work with Great Adventure? I think they still have a chance to work with Great Adventure for one more time. If they perfect this roller coaster, I think Great Adventure will start working with Premier Rides again. And this will bring their friendship back again, but they gotta have a perfect roller coaster for Great Adventure. The next thing you have to consider is this possible. This roller coaster is possible. If they brought back Medusa, you never know. Since I'm a theme park enthusiast talking about this idea, I want to hear the general public's thoughts of this idea happening. So, I'm gonna bring in a friend of mine who's been on Batman and Robin the Chiller. So this is his thoughts and what he thinks about if Batman and Robin the Chiller ever returned.
Mike, what was your first experience on the Chiller, and how did you enjoy it?
My first experience on the Chiller was probably when I was 13, 14. I remember walking into the entrance, and it had this full cave walkthrough thing, and there was like stuff on the wall, and it was kind of like a cool walkthrough experience that was like the intro to the line.
Yep.
And then you got up to the line, and at least at that time, most of the days, both trains were running, so you got to kind of pick a side.
They were never dueling.
No, it almost never dueled. They'd go like one at a time, but you still got to pick your side at the beginning stages of it. And you get on, it was a really smooth ride. It was really, it wasn't super long, but it was a good, smooth ride, so you enjoyed it. Like the aspect of going backwards when it would get to the top.
Yeah, they should bring that concept back. Well, they brought a dueling aspect back, Six Flags Magic Mountain, and they call it West Coast Racers, where there's two tracks, they duel, and they go upside down at the same company, but they don't go like up and the left hill and go upside down. But it would be cool for Great Adventure to get that. What do you think if they got that? Do you think it would be good? It would be like the Chiller kind of?
Yeah, I think the dueling coasters was a good idea. It worked well when it worked.
Yep.
They just have to make sure they get it done correctly this time, and if they even bring in that backwards part of it, I think that's a good idea. I think those always do really well. Being able to go backwards on a roller coaster feels great.
Premier Rides ever again, because of all the issues Batman and Robin the Chiller had with the linear induction motors taking up too much power for Jackson, even making some houses lose power.
Yeah, they would have to do it with some other company and make it better.
So this was the general public, non-enthusiasts, thought if the Batman and Robin the Chiller came back